نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم واخشوا يوما لا يجزي والد عن ولده ولا مولود هو جاز عن والده شيئا إن وعد الله حق فلا تغرنكم الحياة الدنيا ولا يغرنكم بالله الغرور إن الله عنده علم الساعة وينزل الغيث ويعلم ما في الأرحام وما تدري نفس ماذا تكسب غدا وما تدري نفس بأي أرض تموت إن الله عليم خبير. Respectful and my friends, the verses recited, which are the closing verses of Surah Luqmaan, in the opening verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions, يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم واخشوا يوما لا يجزي والد عن ولده ولا مولود هو جاز عن والده شيئا. O people, اتقوا ربكم, beware of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and wakhshaw, and fear, beware of the day wherein la yajzi walidun an waladihi, wherein a father will be of no benefit to his son, wala mawludun huwa jazin an walidihi shay'a, nor will a child be of any benefit to his father. Inna wa'da Allahi haqqun, indeed Allah's promise is true. فَلَا تَغُرَّنَّكُمُ الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا, so let not the life of this world deceive you. وَلَا يَغُرَّنَّكُمْ بِاللَّهِ الْغَرُورُ, and do not allow the great deceiver to deceive you about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this opening verse mentions that, O people, اتقوا ربكم, have taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And here the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, does not refer towards the fear that a person has for a tyrant or an oppressor. This fear for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is one which is out of awe and respect. And that is throughout the Qur'an where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions with regards fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that it should be the one that the person has out of honor, respect that you would have for your parent or your ustad. وَخْشَوْ يَوْمًا, and that Allah ta'ala reminds us of the day of Qiyamah. And the day of Qiyamah will be a day wherein لَا يَجْزِي وَالِدٌ عَنْ وَلَدِهِ, wherein a father will be of no benefit to his son, and nor a child will be of any benefit to his father. And this benefiting one another, this refers towards where the relationship is, where one is a believer and the other is a disbeliever. This is what it refers to. That if the father is a believer and the son is not a believer, the father will be of no use to the non-believing son, and the opposite as well. If the father is a non-believer, the believing son will be of no avail or no use to the non-believing son. So where there is one father, where the one is a disbeliever, then the believer will be of no help to them in the hereafter. And this is what it refers to. Not regarding believers to believers, because there are various ayat of the Qur'an and also hadiths which indicate that believers will benefit from one another. Offspring will benefit from their parents and vice versa. And children will intercede on behalf of their parents and vice versa. So, where there is the relationship or shape of Iman, there that will come of use to people in the hereafter. And one of the prime reasons why this verse was revealed was during the time of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The Sahaba Kiram radiallahu ta'ala, many of them were in this situation where certain members of the family had come into Islam, others had not still. So either the father would be a believer, the son wouldn't, and vice versa. So predominantly this would affect them more. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed the verse as well. That now, after Iman, that this relationship will be of no use to them at all. Those who do not believe, if they think that the Iman of others will benefit them, then that is not going to be the case at all. So fear that day wherein la yajzi walid an walad. And with regards to believers, yes, believers to believers will. With regards to believers, they will benefit one another. Yes, on the day of Qiyamah, it will be a day of nafsi, where every person will be on his own. Meaning that even within believers, وَلَا تَزِرُ وَازِرَةُ وِزْرَ أُخْرَى, nobody will take the burden of anybody else. Nobody will want to give his good deeds to anybody else. The father won't give his son and vice versa. With regards to Iman. But yes, the fact that there is Iman within the family, they will benefit from one another. But they won't help one another specifically in this manner. And the balaghat of the Qur'an here, Allah Ta'ala says, لَا يَجْزِي وَالِدٌ أَنْ وَلَدِهِ. Allah Ta'ala mentions the walid over the walad, which means the child, the father over the child. The reason for this format is because the father has more love for the son than the son has for the father. The father always has more love for his children than the children will have for the father. So when that is the case, then وَلَا مَوْلُودٌ هُوَ جَازٍ. Here mawlud refers towards your direct son. Here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't say وَلَا وَلَدِهِ or أَوْلَادِهِ. That's not the awlad. Here Allah doesn't use awlad or the word walad, but Allah Ta'ala uses the word mawlud. Because under the word of walad, it refers towards the grandchildren as well. Grandchildren and their children. They all fall under walad. Here Allah Ta'ala mentions specifically wala mawludin. And mawlud refers towards your direct child. It will be of no avail to his walid. So when your direct son will be of no use to the father on the day of Qiyamah, then you can't expect that his children and his children are going to be of any use to you at all. So that is out of the equation. So when this direct relationship will be of no use to one another, that is how the day of Qiyamah will be. Inna wa'adallahi haqqun. Indeed, the promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with regards to the akhirat, the Qiyamah is true. فَلَا تَغُرَّنَّكُمُ الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا. So let not the life of this world deceive you. Deceive you how in believing that Qiyamah will not come. And this is one of the deceptions that the world has created to us, that a person thinks that Qiyamah will never come. A person thinks that Qiyamah will never come. That is how comfortable a person becomes here, how attached to this worldly life we become, that it does deceive us. And وَلَا يَغُرَّنَّكُمْ بِاللَّهِ الْغُرُورُ. And not just only that, but it deceives us with regards to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that we are made to think that it's fine to continue living a life of kufr or living a life of disobedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah ta'ala will always forgive. So this is the deception that we should not fall into at all. And when a person does fall under this deception, then Allah Ta'ala is all forgiving. And that gives a person sort of the green light to continue disobeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And a person continues in this way. This is great deception. A person should not fall under this deception at all. Further, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this way in this surah initially, Allah Ta'ala had mentioned various qudrat of His, which we covered in last week's tafsir as well. Allah Ta'ala mentions as well with regards to the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the ilm that Allah Ta'ala has. Inna Allah indahu ilmu as-sa'a. Indeed, with Allah lies the knowledge of the akhirah. And وَيُنَزِّلُ الْغَيْثِ, and He sends the rains, and He knows what is in the wombs. And Allah subhanahu mentions, وَمَا تَدْرِي نَفْسٌ مَاذَا تَكْسِبُ غَدًا. And no soul, a soul does not know what it will earn tomorrow. وَمَا تَدْرِي نَفْسٌ بِأَيِّ أَرْضٍ تَمُوتُ. And neither does it know in which land it will die. إِنَّ اللَّهَ عَلِيمٌ خَبِيرٌ. Undoubtedly Allah Ta'ala is all knowing and He is all informed. Here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions 5 things here. And these are those 5 things which Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentions. These are from the mafatihul ghayb. La ya'lamuhu illallah. From the knowledge of the unseen, the knowledge of which only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala possesses. And the reason why it is that only Allah ta'ala possesses this is, first of all, when it comes to knowledge of the unseen and knowledge of things that we do not know, it is not confined to just 5. There are many. But there are many things which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given knowledge to the Anbiya alayhi salatu wasalam. تِلْكَ مِنْ أَنْبَاءِ الْغَيْبِ نُوحِيهِ إِلَيْكَ, as Allah ta'ala mentions. These are from the information of the unseen which we have granted to you by means of wahi. So there is many knowledge that nobody knows of, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given that knowledge to the Anbiya alayhi salatu wasalam. As in Riwayat Nabi mentioned, أُوتِيتُ الْعِلْمَ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ. I've been granted knowledge of everything, but 5. So granted meaning from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And many occasions there are such wherein Nabi Kareem sallallahu ta'ala wasallam was asked certain things and Allah ta'ala revealed wahi, and such wahi which became part of the Qur'an. يَسَأَلُونَكَ عَنِ ذِي الْقَرْنَيْنِ and يَسَأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الرُّوحِ, these type of examples. And there are many other occasions as well wherein the Sahaba Kiram radiallahu ta'ala asked certain questions to Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And Nabi Kareem sallallahu ta'ala wasallam did not have the answer to it. And that's when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent down wahi to Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Various plans of those who did not believe, those who were planning against the Muslims or against Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Muslims didn't have knowledge of it, Allah ta'ala granted knowledge to Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So there are many things which knowledge is given. Then you have the awliya of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who at times do say certain things, predict certain things. And this is also knowledge that Allah ta'ala divinely inspires upon them by means of ilham, which is called ilham, divine inspiration. But the difference is that a Nabi of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is given wahi from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wahi is definite. Ilham, which a wali of Allah is inspired, is not definite. Hence the ilham of any wali of Allah is not any hujjat, it is not any evidence or any proof for anybody. So them being able to notify us with certain things that we are not aware of, we do not have the knowledge of, this is not because they possess knowledge of it. It is some knowledge that Allah has granted to them. And that knowledge itself will be a limited portion of that which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala possesses, which means that even from these things that Allah mentions here, there may be those who might say, predict these things, but their prediction is what comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that too it is not definite as well. From these things, what are the mafatihul ghayb? One is Allah ta'ala mentions, Inna Allah indahu ilmu as-sa'a. That indeed with Allah, meaning only with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the ilmu as-sa'a. Meaning that this is something that nobody knows of whatsoever. And this is from the knowledge that Allah ta'ala has not granted the Anbiya alayhi salatu wasalam as well. Hence in the famous hadith of Jibreel, when Jibreel came to teach the Sahaba Kiram radiallahu ta'ala and asked Nabi Kareem certain questions, Mal Islam, Mal Iman. And mal ihsan. From those questions, Sayyidina Jibreel even asked, wa mata as-sa'a? And when will the day of Qiyamah, when will the hour come, the last hour? Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam replied, "Man mas'ulu anha bi'alam as-sa'ili." That the one being asked is not no more than the one who is asking. That this is from those knowledge that only Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala possesses. Nabi mentioned, but there are signs that are mentioned with the ashad, the signs of it. And Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam mentioned certain signs. One is where he mentions that the slave girl, the mistress will give the slave girl will give birth to her mistress. The one meaning where it will be a case of the form of disobedience. The roles will be turned as we have today. The parents have become children, and the children have become the parents, in the manner in which the role in the form of demands that they make. And various other signs Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Ta'ala had mentioned, these are signs of the Qiyamah. But when it comes to the actual hour ilm as-sa'a itself, that is something that only Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala possesses the knowledge of. So again, this is something only indahu ilm as-sa'a. And then وَيُنَزِّلُ الْغَيْثِ, and He sends down the rain. Now here Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala in these verses, the verse here, Allah Ta'ala doesn't mention everything same. That Allah Ta'ala has knowledge of the Sa'a, Ghayth and Arham and Mada Taksibu Ghad. Allah Ta'ala changes it. This is what you call tafal. Mean to make it more eloquent, instead of just utilizing one format of words and sentencing. Although there is actually a lot of difference with regards to the Arabic side as to why Allah Ta'ala has used it in the nominal form as well. Similarly, the fact that how Allah Ta'ala addresses as well, where certain parts are in the nominal, the other in the verbal as well. This, however, is more for those who understand Arabic, and will be something which will not really be so, something we may not so understand if a person is not aware of the Arabic context of these things. But there is a lot of eloquency in it. So Allah Ta'ala does not say Allah Ta'ala knows about the rain, but He says, وَيُنَزِّلُ الْغَيْثِ. He is the one who reveals, and He is the one who sends down the rain. So when Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is the one who sends the rain, meaning that Allah Ta'ala is the one who knows the details of it, and Allah Ta'ala is the only one who is able to do it, and Allah Ta'ala is the one who has knowledge of it. Again, you have, okay, the next one is وَيَعْلَمُ مَا فِي الْأَرْحَامِ, and He knows what is in the womb, and He knows what is in the womb. Again, there are those who will claim, but we have weather forecasts as well, which just tell us that when it's going to rain and maybe how much inches of rain we're going to have as well. And there are those who are able to know what is in the womb as well with regards to the sex of the child, the gender of the child. So these are from those knowledge which a person is able to acquire to a certain degree only. And that too not by themselves, but by means of certain signs in that. The weather forecast, it isn't something that a weatherman is just able to go outside, look at in the skies and just look at it and say this is what's going to happen. There is technology that is there which reads the winds, which reads the elements and whatever needs to be, by which then they come to their conclusion, which is a prediction. And we do know many times the prediction is not always 100%. It was a prediction. Nowadays you have the weather for the whole week, the entire week weather you can see. But when it comes to it, a lot of times it changes. You predict that it's going to be windy or rainy or so, but then when you refresh it, see again, and then it's changed again within a couple of days. So it shows that this knowledge is not something which is definite as well. It is predicted that it will rain a certain hour. It doesn't rain, then it may rain an hour later or so. And exactly how much rain and that too, the effects of that rain, the benefits of the rain, these are all those things that only Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala fully knows of. Similarly with وَيَعْلَمُ مَا فِي الْأَرْحَامِ, yes, there are scanning systems and that which will be able to indicate towards the gender of a child. But further than that, there is no knowledge. They cannot give a whole bio of the child. Look, this child will be born on this date, and this child will die on this date, and this child will be like this or like that, or whatever else, further details of it. The color of the eyes of the child, the color of the hair of the child, and what height of the child will reach. So many information. Whether the child will be righteous or not, a believer, non-believer, so many things. These are those things that nobody knows of. People, those are not, we do not have. So that is only definite with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions, and He changes the format here by saying that وَمَا تَدْرِي نَفْسٌ مَاذَا تَكْسِبُ غَدًا. Again here Allah ta'ala is saying nafs, addressing people now, that people themselves. Before that it was that it is only Allah who has knowledge of these. And here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning here, and that no soul does know, a soul does not know what it will earn tomorrow. And وَمَا تَدْرِي نَفْسٌ, and neither does it know بِأَيِّ أَرْضٍ تَمُوتُ, in which land it will die. Now here Allah Ta'ala ascribes it towards insan himself. That these are those things that a person does not know. That these are those things which a person may think that we are able to get an indication of, but even then they do not have full knowledge of. For example, وَمَا تَدْرِي نَفْسٌ مَاذَا تَكْسِبُ غَدًا, what he will earn tomorrow. And by tomorrow it doesn't mean specifically tomorrow, because people will look, I'm going to get my wages tomorrow, so this is how much I'm going to earn tomorrow. So this doesn't mean tomorrow is specifically tomorrow, it means in his life, how much he's going to earn. So this is also something that although we may know that what type of a wage we're on, so a person will say that, look, I know this, I have a 5-year contract, and this is the amount that I will earn a year, so at the end of that 5 years, this is how much I have earned. So how come, what's the difference between my knowledge and that of Allah Ta'ala? There is a difference. And the difference is that will we actually complete that 5-year contract or not? That isn't in our influence. Yes, we can work out in that way that, okay, we will calculate this is how much we will earn. But in that duration, will we remain in that contract for that period of time? And life has shown that that isn't definite. You could do something and you sack them. Or some other conditions come about, wherein now you lose your job. So, although there are indications here, but it is still not guaranteed. And then on top of it, you may be able to work out and find, I am on X amount of a salary. But from that X amount of salary, how much are you actually going to earn from it? Because you can have your expenditures as well. So when you have your expenditures, then there's that amount that's going to go out as well. How much is going to be used up? And every year, how much are you expecting to be used up? There might be that which you budget that, okay, this is how much we'll use. But then there'll be other expenses, other bills that come about unexpectedly. So again, these are those things that a person cannot guarantee whatsoever. And even when a person does have some knowledge of it, the knowledge is restricted, limited. Meaning that from now you can't predict at all. When you don't even know how long you're going to live, then how much you're going to earn anyway. So that is limited as well. And then وَمَا تَدْرِي نَفْسٌ بِأَيِّ أَرْضٍ تَمُوتُ. Person does not know in which land he is going to die. Yes, what we do know is that we're going to die. We do know that when we die, we're going to die somewhere on earth. But that is what? That is so vague knowledge. That is not having knowledge of anything. Nobody says, yes, I know I'll die somewhere on earth, isn't it? So that is not having knowledge at all. Because even that person who lives the entire life in one place and doesn't travel at all, even that person not guaranteed do not know that exactly where they're going to die. Even if it is in the same city, but then at home, outside, or where, which plot, whereabouts, again, you can narrow it down, but you still do not have the full knowledge of it. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's qudrat is such as the Nabi Karim mentioned, that when maut is going to come for a person somewhere, wherever it is, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creates a hajat for that person, a need for that person to travel to that land. That wherever his maut is, some excuse, some reason will come about, some need, a necessity that will get that person in that part of the world. So nobody will plan themselves, okay, I'm going to go here, I'm to die there, but that necessity, need will take them to where they're going to die. That's why they mentioned in Musannaf ibn Abi Shayba That on occasion, a person was sat with Sayyidina Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam. Malik al-Maut came, and when Malik al-Maut came, Malik al-Maut was staring at this person. Staring away this person. So this person, who is this? Why is he staring at me? So he asked Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam, who is this? He said, this is Malik al-Maut. This is Malik al-Maut. He said, he's eyeing me out top to bottom here. You know, I don't like the vibes here. I don't like the vibes here. You know, there's something not right here. You know, just take me away from here. Take me away from here. Take me far away from here. I'm a bit scared from him. And so Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam had the power of controlling the wind. So he said, take me to India. So he said, fine. And he commanded the wind, and he was taken to wherever he asked him, he was taken to India. After that, Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam asked Malik al-Maut, what's wrong? Why are you eyeing this person out? You know, you really scared him there. You really scared him there. Why are you eyeing him? To which he said, the reason I was eyeing him was because Allah had commanded me that I need to take his ruh from India. I need to take his ruh from India. He's on the Indian list. And I'm sat here and with you here, so that's the reason why I was standing away at him, identifying him that this is the same person or not. What is he doing here when I'm being instructed to take his ruh from India? So this is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, wherever it is meant for a person, for their maut to come, بِأَيِّ أَرْضٍ تَمُوتُ, that is where it will come. And again, as I mentioned to you, even if a person thinks, I'm living here my whole life in Dewsbury and will die in Dewsbury as well, but does anybody know when they're going to die? At what time they're going to die during the day? What year they're going to die? How they're going to die? Again, these are all of those things which no Nabi even knows. Nobody has the knowledge of these things. And these are those 5 things. Not specifically for only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but these are those things that Allah has not given this knowledge to anybody else either. It is not knowledge that Allah has even shared with the Anbiya alayhi salatu wasalam. And on one occasion, Imam Malik rahmatullahi, he chose to go for Hajj. He had already done the Farz Hajj, but this was for Nafal Hajj. But Imam Malik rahmatullahi, who lived in Medina, he resided in Medina al-Munawwara, Imam Darul Hijra. He resided in Medina al-Munawwara, and he was the Imam there, he was the Muhaddis there. And he greatly disliked leaving Medina al-Munawwara because he didn't want to die outside Medina al-Munawwara. To the extent that it's mentioned that when he would relieve himself as well, he would relieve himself in such a manner that he would go to the outskirts of Medina al-Munawwara. So his feet are in Medina al-Munawwara, but he's relieving himself outside. So Imam Malik rahmatullahi on one occasion decided to go for Hajj. But then he was concerned and worried as well that what if I go for Hajj and my death comes and I, on the way or so, or on the return, and I miss out dying in Medina al-Munawwara. So he made istikhara, wanted to know what should he do, should he go or should he not go. In that he saw in a dream that he saw a person who was showing him 5 fingers. He awakened from the dream and he was wondering to himself, 5 fingers, what does it mean? Does it mean that I only have 5 days left? Does it mean I have 5 months, I have 5 years? What does it mean? Does it mean that, okay, I have 5 years, so that means I can't go for Hajj and come back? That means 5 days, so I shouldn't go for Hajj and come at all. So not knowing the interpretation of it, he sent somebody, a student of his, to ask the Imam of dreams, Ibn Sirin, rahimahullah, that asked this dream. So when this person came to Ibn Sirin, rahimahullah, first of all he said to him, Imam Malik said to him, do not say who has seen the dream. Just ask him anonymously. So Ibn Sirin, rahimahullah, asked, look, who is the one who saw the dream? Because in the interpretation of dreams, it also depends on who the person is as well. So this person said, look, I can't disclose who it is. So say, well, if that is the case, then I can't help you at all. I need to know who it is. So he came back to Malik. So Imam Malik rahmatullahi now, but wanting to know what the interpretation is, said, okay, go and tell him it is Malik. So he came back and he said to Imam that it is Imam Malik. To which Ibn Sirin said, and he showed his astonishment, that how did a great Imam of Imam like Malik rahmatullahi not understand what the indication here was? That here it was not referring to 5 days, 5 months or any period of time, but it was regarding the 5 things that Allah subhanahu, only Allah ta'ala has the knowledge of. Only Allah Ta'ala has the knowledge of, and the other is, and the one is وَمَا تَدْرِي نَفْسٌ بِأَيِّ أَرْضٍ تَمُوتُ. Whether you will be able to die in Madinah Munawwara or not, these are from those knowledge, so you're not going to get that answer in your dream, because it is from those five, the khams, 5 fingers was not referring to 5 period of time, but referring towards the 5 forms of knowledge, the knowledge of which only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala possesses. Inna Allah alimun khabir. Undoubtedly Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is all knowing, and Allah ta'ala is fully informed. Which shows us that if there is anybody who does, there are some awliya of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, people go to them and they will say, you will have a child, you will have a son, and that. Again, these are from those things from the knowledge, ilham that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grants them. But in that, as I mentioned to you, it is very vague. They won't still be able to give you greater detail with regard to that child. That the child is going to be healthy, the child is going to suffer from this illness and that illness. The child will be what structure and how it will be. So there are many things that they are not unable to actually mention and give definitely, because these are from those knowledge, definite knowledge which only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala possesses. And on this we complete Surah Luqmaan. The next surah will be Surah Sajda. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grants all understanding. رَبَّنَا تَقَبَّلْ مِنَّا إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ السَّمِيعُ الْعَلِيمُ وَتُبْ عَلَيْنَا إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ التَّوَّابُ الرَّحِيمُ سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.